you listen to the show, you know that I'm not really into hyperbole. Not really what I do. But this season for LSU has been filled with so many incredible moments that it's hard to put them into perspective without being, in some respect, hyperbolic. It is very rare that you know when you're watching something how historically great it is. Like when we were watching Tyrann Mathieu in 2011, we knew that was just different, right? I wasn't around in 58 or in 59 for Billy Cannon's Halloween run, but I would guess most people that left Tiger Stadium on Halloween night 1959 didn't leave that night thinking, you know what? 60 years from now, some bald guy from Baton Rouge is going to be on a sports talk radio station still talking about what Billy Cannon did here tonight. I just don't think that was the perspective. Maybe it was. Maybe at the time they knew how special that play would be, but that's one of the greatest plays in the history of the Southeastern Conference, in the history of college football. Did you know it at the time? I don't know. But when Billy Cannon finished his eligibility, LSU immediately retired his number 20. They did the same for Bob Pettit. As soon as he finished his eligibility, they retired his number 50. They knew how great those players were. But I'll tell you this, I've been going to LSU games for my whole life, as have many of you. And there's not many Senior Day celebrations that I remember. I can remember being at Senior Day in 1998 with Kevin Falk. They let him go last, and there was a gigantic ovation for him. I remember 2007. You had a great senior class that year with Dorsey and Hester and Flynn. They lost that night to Arkansas. But Dorsey got the loudest ovation, and justifiably so. But it was nothing like this, like what we saw Saturday with Joe Burrow. And T-Bob and I were sitting in this studio doing pregame because take pregame all the way up to kickoff. And the pregame festivities, the Senior Day festivities, lasted for about 20 minutes or went about 20 minutes prior to kickoff. And so we saw the video or the picture on social media of Joe Burrow in the Burreaux jersey, the Burrow jersey. And we, in that moment, I know I did, thought to myself, that's something that we will talk about forever. What is usually just a very cordial applause for the seniors as they hurriedly run through the tunnel and hand a flower to their mom and a football and take a picture with the coach that hangs on an office wall somewhere for years and years became something that we will all remember forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. The image of Joe Burrow running out of the tunnel with the EAUX and then pointing to the back of his jersey to make sure everyone knew how he was saluting Louisiana. And it reminded me of something that I believe, and I've said often here, and on many different platforms. Yo, we're weird. South Louisiana is weird. And I don't mean to cut off the state and disassociate North Louisiana, but culturally, the southern part of our state is different culturally from anywhere else in the country. It's different even from the rest of the Gulf South. South Louisiana is different from Mississippi, is different from Alabama and the panhandle of Florida and Georgia and Arkansas and Tennessee and East Texas. Culturally here, it's just different. There is a southern United States tendency and quality to South Louisiana, no doubt. But culturally, from our food to our beliefs and our ethics and the way we party and celebrate and put EAUX on everything and all the Cajun everything we do, like it's just different here. We're weird. We're quirky. But we love it. It's why so many people who are born here stay here. Or if you leave, you come back. You leave for school, you come back. And the one thing that I know about people from here, undeniably, is we know we're weird, but if you wrap your arms around us, if you embrace our culture here, man, we will give you a bear hug for life. We will love you forever. And so many people have done that, and they've become, in effect, transplants. You realize John Goodman was the celebrity guest picker for an LSU game. John Goodman ain't from here. He's a guy who came to South Louisiana, fell in love, never left. Think about Steve Gleason. This guy from Washington State. We went to Washington State. Ends up as a special teamer for the New Orleans Saints. Even in his battle for ALS, he could go anywhere. Stays in New Orleans. Why? Loves it. And now you can take Joe Burrow and throw him into that pot. Joe Burrow is a kid from Ohio who loved Nebraska football, was bummed that he didn't get that opportunity. He goes to Ohio State, bummed because he couldn't, whatever you want to say it, win the job. Thought he'd go to Cincinnati because his old coach, Luke Fickell, was there, but he wanted to play major college football, so he took a shot on LSU. And he didn't just take a shot on LSU. He didn't just dip his toes in the water and come and play his games as a means to an end of getting to the next level. He cannonballed into the deep end. From on his recruiting visit eating crawfish at Mike Anderson's to on his senior day putting EAUX on the back of his jersey, Joe Burrow gave South Louisiana a giant bear hug. All of Louisiana, a giant bear hug. And we loved him back. And will forever. Because that dude is going to win a Heisman. And he will have a statue next to Dr. Cannon's statue. And his number 9 will be there on the wall in Tiger Stadium next to greats like Cannon and Stovall and Casanova and others that will follow and should already be up there, like Dorsey and others. But Joe Burrow, he's stuck with us forever now. He's got no choice. He's ours. And we're his. And I think both sides are pretty good with that. What an awesome night that was in Tiger Stadium. What an awesome moment in what is so usually a very pleasant but forgettable ceremony. An opportunity for both sides to express their appreciation for the other. Congrats to Joe Burrow. Congrats to LSU fans. What an awesome night in Tiger Stadium.